After a diabolical 3-year journey of disappointment trying to build the world's first R36 turbo all-wheel drive Seat Leon Cupra, Turbo Elite in Austria stepped up to save the day, pulling off one of, if not the most legendary Seat Leon builds the world has ever seen.
Yes! Guys, this is insane! Listen to that! Oh my god!
And in just 6 months, a build that most garages would have turned down due to the state the car arrived in and the build's complexity. The build's completion was to coincide with Late Night, a crazy race event in Germany to put the car through its paces. Now making around 1200 bhp, our very first test pass started out great, running a car on low boost at around 850 bhp. It was clear that Klaus had created an absolute monster. Unfortunately, that was to be our first and only run, as the weather quickly turned and did not stop raining, ending with the event being called off and only one run in the Cupra on low boost. A massive effort from everyone involved with no real payoff or data. Off the back of that disappointment, we quickly planned our next race meet to finally test this bad boy on high boost. Once again, just over the border from Austria and into Germany. And now cut back to the present day. That race event is tomorrow. But first, we need to dial in this launch control. But this is where things take a massive, unexpected turn for the worst.
So we are back at Turbo Elite, and this video definitely did not go the way we had planned it to. This has all come as a massive shock, but before we get into it, we got some stuff to talk about, and I have the main man, Klaus. Welcome back to the channel.
Hi.
Klaus, the work, the effort, everything you put into this car and continue to put into this car honestly amazes me, and just thank you for everything you've done.
2,800 kilometer drive to your
Yes,
car show.
yes. This car was actually in the UK.
Yeah.
People got a chance to see it in real life at
And now
Gaston
back.
Track. And I'm back here because we have a race event tomorrow, because we had a bit of an issue with the weather last time we were in Germany, and we only got to drive this on low boost.
Yeah.
How much did it make on the dyno?
1,007 to the wheels.
1,007 to
But
the
with
wheels.
complete safe setup.
And that is
nothing
safe.
Nothing on the limit. At the end of the year we will increase the power for sure, but as we already have talked, not to the limit.
Not
we
to the
want
limit.
to use the car. Our goal is not to go over the limit and risk anything. It's of course of the costs, but we want to use the car. But the main goal is now to finish the build
100%.
and for next year to use the build.
I know we're talking off camera, I think quite safely, and I know we're very safe right now at 1,000 wheel, which is in and around 1,200 brake. We could potentially do maybe 1,100 wheel, maybe a little bit more quite safely. So it's going to be 13 plus 100
small
brake.
changes, we have already talked about it. I hope TurboSmart will support us with, with the new wastegate.
E-wastegate, fingers crossed.
It's just, we want to use the electronic wastegate because it's easier for us the mapping.
Yeah.
With our own ECU, we can adapt this to our own ECU, and Thomas can perfectly control then the boost.
For sure.
And it's possible.
Interesting.
We have the chance. With a normal build, it would be a big problem, but here we have the possibility to use it.
Shout out to TurboSmart.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this car is such a unique car, it just makes sense to make it even more unique. This is the world's first R36 VR6 turbo-powered 4-wheel drive Seat Leon Cupra. One of our other cool things with this car is we have a sequential gearbox.
Yep.
So it has a KOTOUC 7-speed sequential, which is a really cool thing. Now, I bought that gearbox way before me and you actually teamed up on this project. I picked ratios, I picked everything, a little bit unknowingly, a bit naively perhaps. What's quite interesting about the ratios, and if I've got a picture or overlay so people can actually see our ratios, is first gear is a very, very tall gear. And in fact, I think it's about 7,500 RPM, you can do 60 mile an hour in first gear. Now we're revving this car to like 8.5 or something?
No, we are revving 8.2, 8.4.
So potentially 70 miles an hour, maybe more in first gear, which is mind blowing, right?
Yeah, problems we have not expected. And that was that was the main thing in the last 2 weeks. We have the big problem, the car didn't start with launch control.
Okay.
And we tried a lot of things, and in some way we have to admit we decided to go a wrong way. So we were nearly 2 or 3 days testing in the wrong direction because we didn't find the real mistake. We were thinking it's the gearbox and the big wheels and the slicks, everything is against the moving of the car. In reality, we have to check all the live data from the engine and to see, and so we found out it was a mix of everything. The long ratio of the gear,
Sure.
the big wheels with the slicks and the good grip, the grip, and also in some way the mapping of the ECU for the launch control.
But essentially what was happening is the car was just bogging. Every time you...
Which the car moved for 10 centimeters and stopped. And the power was gone.
Just died.
The car made from 7,000 RPM to 900 RPM in 0.8 seconds. Launch control with 2 bar of boost and 7,500 RPM.
It still wouldn't move off the line. We think this could have contributed to what we're going to show them now.
We did a lot of testing. After we solved the problem with the clutch pedal made big problems of pushing it and coming back. We found the mistake, but it's about something about the pressure in the line to the clutch. In Germany we bought AUTOSPORT solenoid, you call it. So it keep up the pressure. So now the problem is gone with the clutch. But again, 10 days nearly, 10 days of doing nothing and waiting for the parts. The year is running, the car is finished, the build is finished, and small things now making problems.
Sure.
And these small problems went to big problems.
Went to a big problem.
After you just arrived in Linz.
I just arrived. The boys had just wheeled the car outside.
We solved the problem of the launch control.
They solved the problem. So they had the problem ready, and it was the first test.
This test was with 1.4 bar of boost, and the launch control worked.
Guys, this car is sounding absolutely crazy. No matter how much you hear it, especially when it's on that two-step and launch control, it just sounds absolutely mad. And right now we're going to see our first attempts with this launch control. Let's see what happens. They're trying to adjust and trying to make it right, but right now the gear ratios obviously aren't working so well with what we've kind of got adjusted. There's a lot going on, sorry. So yeah, let's see. I think he's going to send it. Oh. Killer. When it launched, it went heavily front wheel drive straight away. Like that looks pretty bad. I don't know how terminal it is. We do have this race day tomorrow. It's either going to be a very late night because it's an early morning start, or it might just be us out. It might just be us out. Crazy. It seems to have sheared the bolts in it. Oh man. Might just have to enter the car as a front wheel drive car. This is killer, guys. If we didn't laugh, we'd cry right now. This is a... Listen, you know when you travel a couple of hours to your tuner, you might travel half an hour, even half a day. When you've got to take flights and this happens, it's mad. As you see, the car still moves. You know what I mean? This is cars in tuning, man. It had to be tested. Better it happens here than get all the way to Germany and it happened there. So I guess the next thing is to get it in the air and see what we're dealing with. This is as raw and off the cuff as it can be. As you can see, I'm not even wearing any OG attire. We've just rocked up and we're filming as we go. Man, that's killer. Let me just take this in and we'll be right back. Thomas, welcome to the channel. Now, Thomas, let me introduce, I know introducing you under this circumstance is probably not the best, but to introduce you properly, you are the man, the wizard behind the mapping of this car, and obviously building the
electronics, yeah.
all the electronics in this car. So like a lot of praise should go to you for this build on that side of things. Now, that said, can we have a walk over and just talk people through what we've seen? Like we
try to launch with about 1.5 bar boost, yeah, and we have about 700 to 800 Newton meters torque on it.
Got ya,
yeah.
So it's a lot.
And if you try to accelerate the car from 0 to final speed, Yeah, there's much torque on the four-wheel drive.
So what we do have is we do have a spare one, right?
One spare one we have, yeah, but not the second one.
Not a second one. So now we're in a bit of a dilemma because was it mechanical failure or was it the torque is the issue? Like we don't really know.
Not really. If we will look at the hardy disk, it's got destroyed and ripped.
Yeah, so
All the screws are out of it.
So if we look here, guys, as you see, it's got snapped off screws. The rubber bit is kind of pulled through and broken, but
We have to look at under the Cupra and yeah, look at the Haldex if it's if it's all there.
Yeah,
All the screws are in it or the mounting holes are there.
Sure.
If they're damaged, then we have a problem.
Honestly, I've been here like half an hour, so gassed, and the boys have been working all night getting this car to where it is, trying to dial in this launch because of the long, or the tall, you'd call it a tall gear, first gear, doing 60 plus miles an hour in first. So trying to work around that with a big turbo, of course, the launch RPM to try and get it right so it literally gets off the line. So when I saw it get off the line, I was like, we've got it. Until we didn't got it, until it went front wheel drive. So there's been a lot going on behind the scenes, and as I say, because of temperature, they've waited till now until I get here to finalise that testing before tomorrow. So to see this, it's went from a real high to a bit of a low right now. And as you say, like we haven't checked under the car yet, so we don't know. The boys are just getting the car off the ramp, so we're going to have a look under the car, and we'll show you live. It's going to be maybe we can do this, maybe we can't. If everything's okay, we put this prop on. It
could happen again.
could happen again.
Yeah. But if we want to launch with lower boost, you don't get from the start away.
Yeah, it's just going to bog.
Yeah.
Left some 11s though. So it's a bit bent up, but the main thing is the flange looks good. Okay. And then broken off that side. This is still attached. We are not going to race tomorrow.
Yes, the first time in the and now since we started the build, we are not able to make our promise real.
I think you have.
And I'm not really feeling good. I have to say.
You have made your promise.
This fell off the car because this was damaged.
Yeah.
Fell on you have seen in the video, and in the middle the joint pulled apart.
We did try to put it on the ramp. We looked around, or you guys looked around, and it actually looked quite promising. It looked like we might be able to replace the prop shaft with this one.
Yep.
Now, this prop shaft, people are probably thinking, why is this broken? Is it not reinforced? Is it not made stronger? Well, it actually is, but part of it. Do you want to explain that?
As we have shown I think in the second or the third video of the car, we have shown it in the front. We already changed this flexi part from the flexi disc original. This is completely original now.
Sure.
We already changed this to a joint of a drive shaft.
So it's like super strong.
This is a super strong solution for the front part of the car. At this time in winter, we just think, okay, at some point we have to stop with the invest.
Sure.
We have to test. Maybe it will work or maybe not. So it seems that it not working. But as you have seen, we have a completely original proper shaft here from the MCAF7 chassis, like your car is.
Sure.
We have the idea of changing the rear part of it.
Yes.
Because normally this is made to be normally it's made not to be put apart into parts. But we hoped it would work, but in reality
it doesn't. This is actually pressed in from the factory, and. I think if I can show them in here,
inside is a joint. This is a really small joint.
Yeah.
And this is completely broken.
Yeah, and bearings and everything.
Yeah.
So as soon as you pull this apart, all the bearings are going to fall
everything,
out. Anyway.
Inside is everything gone. The main plan is now to adapt your front system, which is still okay. There's no damage at the front. We already reinforced this and make it stronger. And now the plan is in the next 2 weeks, we change the rear part here, which is destroyed on your old proper shaft, to the same system like in the front.
Yep.
And then we have still here in the middle the part of it which for sure will be the next thing which may break in the next race. So, and I already talked to my friend Mario, who did also the parts in the past for us. So here, this also will change to a normal drive shaft joint. but the biggest which is possible from a Volkswagen T5.
T5.
This is 108 millimeters in the diameter, and it's the biggest one.
So it's not.
So that's the same. That's then the same proper shaft system like he's running in his billet R32 with 1,500 horsepower.
There you go. So it's one of those things, Klaus.
At the moment, I'm really happy with the engine.
Yep.
And also really now, I'm really glad since yesterday, I'm really happy about the clutch system now.
Sure.
And the gearbox is working. In the video you have seen Patrick even starts with 4Motion, and he tried to get into the second gear and it worked perfect.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
I think we are in a good way, and as we talked also before, and on the 20th of September.
The season is quickly running out, and for events, I mean, they're running out. There's only so long these events run before the winter months, and then it means we have to wait until next season before you guys actually see this car get driven. Now the problem is, and I can actually hear people shouting at the screen, why don't you just drive it down the road? But they might not understand that this car in Austria, the rules are so strict. Exhaust out the bonnet, slicks on it, English plates, we're getting pulled. This car is getting impounded, we're never seeing it again. So this car can only really be driven on the racetrack here or in Europe. So finding racetrack events within that time period is tricky, but there is one more, and I think it's the 20th of September, you said.
Yeah, some friends of mine make it's not the biggest car race event in Austria, but it's a nice one. It's a small airport, the asphalt, also the street.
Yep.
It's not the best for drag racing, but
we
for
can,
us, perfect.
It's okay. I've got a lot going on in September. In fact, I will be out of the country maybe a few days later after that. So I'm gonna have to try and move some things around. Fingers crossed I can do it and we can show you this car, because I don't want to let you guys down. And honestly, right now, I so badly want to drive this car on full boost and just see what it's about. And also, of course, we need it. We need it. We need the data. It's actually needed.
We need to
you know?
we need more information to use the winter months for changing some all the parts we can change in winter.
Yeah.
So we have no time issue problems again before late night next year.
But yes.
And the car will be Motor Show Essen at Wagner Tuning.
There you go.
So people from Europe are coming, I know, to the big show in Motor Show Essen. And the car, I think it's sure and safe that the car will be there at Wagner Tuning.
There you go. So the car will be around, and this is the great thing about the car being in Europe. Again, I know it's a long way to travel, especially when something happens like this. However, again, we're going to bring you loads of cool content from around Europe that we would never be able to show you. But not all is lost either. So before we do go, and I know this video is probably maybe frustrating for you, but also maybe quite technical, and we've all learned something today. This isn't the end, because Klaus has actually got a couple of cool cars here. So we've got some cool features, some cool Turbo Elite builds to bring you also. So not all is lost, and we will make this trip worth it, of course. But Klaus, once again, thank you so much. I'll give you a spud there, because again, the work, the stress, the time, I know this is stressful, I know how time consuming it is, but again, if it was easy, everyone would do it, and it's not, you know? So
yeah, we only have some days for you to use the car. It's not like them, hey Jamie, come over and test your car.
Exactly.
We need to plan and to fix dates, and you have to book a flight and everything, and we need good weather.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's one of those things. So guys, please do me the favor of going and checking out Turbo Elite on Instagram. Give them a follow, see some of the cool builds. And guys, if you do want to inquire to Turbo Elite, please, he gets a lot of messages, and there's a lot of guys that just, I don't know, just want to talk. If you're serious about builds, please, by all means, give him a shout. He will help you out, but please, only if you're serious. Also, if you want to follow them, go and check out their socials, Turbo Elite, show your support, hit that follow. And of course, if you want to see how this journey pans out, hit the subscribe button over here. And until the next video, we've definitely got some cool stuff coming. I guess it's goodbye for now. Peace out.